Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Live Ones. It is Friday, September 9th, 2022. The big story in sports today, trouble in paradise in Baltimore. And of course, I use the word paradise with massive air quotes for anyone who's ever been there. I'm just kidding. I love the Inner Harbor. Lamar Jackson has refused the tender offer for an extension by the Baltimore Ravens and will now play out the last year of his current deal and bet on himself in the free agency market next year, provided the Ravens don't franchise tag him. This was expected. Both sides acknowledged that the Ravens' division rival Cleveland giving Deshaun Watson $230 million fully guaranteed was going to drive a giant gulf in negotiations. Jackson is currently on the fifth-year option of his rookie deal. His pay in 2022 will rank him number 17 among quarterbacks in the NFL, just above Jameis Winston. Why this is really significant is that Jackson is not only placing a big bet on his ability to stand out among an AFC that's absolutely loaded, chock full of franchise quarterbacks, but also on his durability. Since his rookie year, in the span between then and now, Lamar Jackson has taken more hits than any other quarterback in the NFL by a country mile. It isn't even close. I don't particularly like so-called dual-threat quarterbacks like this at the NFL level for exactly that reason. At the high school and college level, the quarterback is more often than not one of the most athletic, fastest guys on the field. At the NFL level, all the linebackers and the strong safeties are just as fast as you. You leave the pocket on every other play, you're going to get hit and get hit hard all the time. And every hit you take, it takes a toll on your body. You get slower. Within a couple of years, tops, you can't make plays with your legs as easily as you did. If you want to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL, if you want your career to have any kind of longevity, you have to be able to stay in the pocket and make reads. Being able to run is great skill to have on top of that, sure, don't get me wrong. But every successful quarterback in the NFL is a successful pocket passer first and whatever else they are second. So I took yesterday off, just had a lot going on I had to take care of here in Meat Space. We've got college football and we've got baseball to cover tonight. Let's get to it. And we're going to start under the Friday night lights with Louisville and UCF. Louisville didn't so much stumble out of the gates last week as it did stumble out of the gates, and Pratt fell face first into a table with a giant wedding cake, got snagged on the tablecloth, spun around blindly, tripped again, and proceeded to knock a whole bowl of punch all over themselves. But you can make the argument that it was just a really unlucky day. The Cardinals got 5 trips into Syracuse territory and only came away with 7 points out of it. Turnovers absolutely killed them all game long. Their front seven could not do a single friggin' thing against Syracuse's run game. They made Sean Tucker look like the next incarnation of Larry Zonka for the Orange. We know Louisville had challenges in its front seven, but man. Meanwhile, yes, UCF was playing an FCS team last week, but don't let that discount the fact that John Reese Plumlee did look like an absolute natural leading the Knights' offense. He went 20 for 31 for 308 yards with 4 touchdowns and no picks, while adding another 86 yards and a touchdown of his own rushing. Do I think he's going to do that against Louisville? No. Secondary is probably the only thing Louisville's defense is actually good at, but he's not going to need to. UCF has the running back tandem of Johnny Richardson and Isaiah Bowser, one of the best 1-2 punches in the country. Plus, Plumlee himself can run. Plus, it's going to be raining all game in Orlando, so there's going to be even more of a disincentive to throw. Plus, the bounce house is insane for opposing defenses. The Knights are going to run this ball down the Cardinals' throat all game. As to what the Cardinals are going to be able to do, this is tailor-made for Malik Cunningham to go off as well. He's obviously not as bad as we saw last week. That was clearly an off game for him. Louisville will probably play to UCF's weaknesses as well. UCF really can't do much to stop the run either. I mentioned it in my AAC preview, so this game is going to go one of two ways. Either Louisville comes out and shits the bed again on offense, which I doubt. Scott Satterfield's way too good of a coach not to have cleaned things up this past week. Or Louisville will also be able to run all over UCF's defense and score at will. Either way, UCF is going to be getting a lot of offensive drives and a lot of chances to score. I think the play tonight is UCF's team total over 34.5. I think they can run up 40 on this sad Cardinals defense, even with a run-first game and even with the rain. So UCF team total over 34.5. Moving on to the world of baseball, we're looking at a player prop tonight in the Mets-Marlins game. Taking a look at Edward Cabrera and the strikeout prop. Following a return from an elbow injury that kept him out half of June and all of July, Cabrera has been pitching really well for the Marlins since, at one point, going 22 innings without allowing a run. Cabrera's been very productive with his strikeouts as well. In his last 5 games, he's had 6 or more strikeouts in 4 of them. The one appearance he didn't do it was against the best team in baseball, the Dodgers. This season, Cabrera's pitched 49 innings and racked up 55 strikeouts. So obviously, if you're doing the math, that's over a strikeout per inning, meaning if he goes 6, this prop is likely going to go over. Let's take a look at what the Mets bats have been doing, which outside of that series they just had with the Pirates, where Pittsburgh played 2 bullpen games in a row, is not very much. The team has been faltering at the plate against even halfway decent pitching thus far in September. Herman Marquez, Tyler Anderson, Patrick Corbin have shut this lineup down and make them whiff a lot. They managed 1 paltry run against Eric frigging Fetty on Sunday. I feel really confident that Cabrera can strike out 6 tonight. Give me the Edward Cabrera over 5.5 strikeouts prop. And last but not least, out to Arlington, Texas, and the Blue Jays Rangers. Man, the Blue Jays are coming off a big series win against the Orioles. They took 3 out of 4 games, and they put the lead over the Orioles in the American League wild card race. A big reason for that success has been because Bo Bichette is hotter than a nuclear bomb right now. The shortstop went a ridiculous 10 for 20 in the series. He had 4 home runs. He had 9 RBIs. He's hitting .516 with an OPS around 1.6 through 7 games in September. This hot streak is just insane. Bichette and the Jays are going to try to carry that momentum tonight in the opener against the Rangers. And, honestly, I'm giving Bichette a lot of credit, but it's not just him. Nearly the entire Jays lineup outside of Vlad is just heating up, and they're getting hot right at the right time. Right now they're ranked 3rd in batting average, 5th in OPS since the start of September. On top of that, they're one of the best teams in baseball at hitting right-handed pitchers. They're 2nd in average and 3rd in OPS. And tonight the Rangers are putting the ball in the hands of Dane Dunning, who is a right-hander and who's been in a major slump over his last 3 starts. He has a 7.07 ERA and 361 batting average against to opponents. He has really, really just been terrible his last couple of starts here. And, if recent form is any indication, Blue Jays are going to go off in Arlington tonight. So I am taking the Blue Jays team total over 4.5 runs, 3rd and final play for the night. Everyone bet safe, stay safe. Follow us on Twitter at Live One Sports. Check us out on Roku and Fire TV at the Live Ones. Have yourselves a great Friday, and I will see you next time.